This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Arn. And of course, we couldn't do it without the founder of the Four Horsemen, the enforcer himself, Double A, the Hall of Famer, Arn Anderson. Arn, how are you, man?
Good afternoon.
I'm excited to be here with you, buddy. 2 weeks ago, we had a really good Ask Arn Anything. We got way in the weeds talking about Jim Crockett. We're going to try to bounce around for a few different topics. Of course, last week we covered TLC 2015. Next week, we're going to cover Starrcade 2000. This is the last Starrcade. As a reminder, we've got Scott Steiner and Sid Vicious on top. We've got Goldberg working with Lex Luger. We've got DDP and Kevin Nash working with Palumbo and Stasiak. We've got General Hugh G. Rection taking on Shane Douglas. We've got Mike Awesome and Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Funk and Crowbar, Lance Storm and Ernest Miller. There's so much silliness, so much talent. It's WCW in 2000, but it's not quite the Starrcade we grew up on, but it is the last one. And we're going to talk about it next week. And I feel like I can hear you breaking out in hives from here, just talking about WCW in 2000.
That's a shame the way it ended up. I was there 12 years. I saw it go from, just a solid TV program to a moneymaker and on fire and dominating the industry and then fizzling out with a whimper.
Let's do another one here about Mongo. Kevin wants to know, was working with Steve McMichael as bad as some have said? I do think the guy was a badass, but Lord, he couldn't wrestle.
No. What's this gentleman's name?
This is, Kevin Meehan.
Oh, hey, Kevin. I would just suggest this. Mongo never had one lesson with any trainer ever. He walked straight into our business from football to where he was something special. He was an all-pro. He was on that 85 team that won the Super Bowl that might have been the best team of all time. It's arguable. Who knows? And buddy, he was an assassin. He brought the same qualities as a man to our business. The only thing was now he's trying to keep from killing everybody. So he's got to tone it down and he's got to try to learn how to work with guys and not kill everybody, but with no formal training. So yeah, was he going to be rotten? Probably. Anybody would have. I'm sure we were all rotten when we first started, but he did improve a little bit as we got along. And the main thing was he was such a strong character. He had a great look, and I just knew the man beneath the persona. And he was not only all man, he was a good friend and a good guy to just sit around and talk to. He had a lot of great qualities. I still bump into him occasionally. He's never going to be in that top 5 workers of all time, but that wasn't his intention. I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. The man of the 90s has a great question here. He says, in general, what did the locker room and bookers think of the known wrestlers or talents that were chummy with Dave Meltzer during the Crockett era? Do you have any stories of you or any of your cohorts confronting the locker room leaders or leakers rather during that era?
If anybody had that information, I didn't know anything about it because it wasn't something you talked about. I got a feeling you would got fired if it was proven that you were leaking information, because in those days, it wasn't that the perception wasn't that Dave was assisting and promoting our product and helping get it out there and helping it become acceptable and all those things. It was that he was making a living off of our business.
Right.
That was the perception, and that he didn't have a right to do that because he had never been in the business. And that was pretty much across the board perception of that he was, he was infringing. He was taking liberties and earning a nice chunk of change, just by reporting and having an opinion on the business. So, time has told the story that he's probably smarter than all of us because he's still in business and still thriving and Probably has a valued opinion, around the world as far as wrestling goes.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.